Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss about status register bits. What is the purpose of this status register bits? So if you are able to perform the comparison operation on any given operand, so already in the program control instruction, we discussed two specific instruction, which is nothing but compare and test instruction. If we want to do the comparison operation on any two given operands, we can't able to perform directly the comparison. So we need some other arithmetic operation in order to compare the two operands. So here we are using the subtraction operation to compare any two given operands. So here, based upon the result whatever you are getting after doing subtraction, so we can say whether both the given operands are equal or not. If the result of the subtraction is 0 means, then we can say both the operands are equal. If it is a non-zero value, then we can say both the operands are not equal. This is how comparison can be done in the CPU with the help of the subtraction operation. But the result of the subtraction operation will not be stored at all. So how can we see the result which is based upon this status register bits? So these are all the status register bits which is used to hold that particular result of the subtraction. So let's see one by one what are all the status register bits. There are actually 4 status register bits that are available in the computer architecture in order to provide the status of any result. So here first one is overflow bit. This will be represented with a symbol that is V, and the next one is 0 bit. So this will be represented with the symbol Z, and sign bit which is represented as S, and carry bit. Carry bit is represented with the symbol C. So here there is one systematic operation in order to set or clear all these status register bits. So let us see how it is actually performing, how it is updating all these status register bit. So in the ALU unit, so it is actually 8-bit ALU. 8-bit ALU means the given input should be in 8-bit format, and whatever the result you are getting, that will also be in 8-bit. In the 8-bit ALU, so that will be represented with the symbol F0 to F7, which means whatever the result you are getting, so all those bits will be represented with the symbol F0 to F7. And what could be the value of the F7 value? And that value will be reflected in the sign bit. Obviously in the binary language, so whatever the operation you are doing, your result, final result, what is the value you are getting in the leftmost bit, so that will be considered as the sign bit. So here this is actually the sign bit, and performing this XOR operation on the two last carries, which is nothing but the overflow bit. And next one is, if the last carry bit, for example the C8 bit value is 1, means your carry bit value will be set. And what is this Z? 0 bit. So which represents your result is 0 means this 0 bit value is set to 1. Otherwise the 0 bit value is clear to 0. So that is what we are checking for 0 output. If your whole output is 0, then this value will become 1. Otherwise it is 0. So this is the corresponding output we are getting from the operation. So whatever the operation you are doing, so what is the result you are getting, based upon that status register bits will be updated. So let us see with a numerical example so that you can easily understand. So what is the values, how it is actually updating. So here if you take any two signed values, for example, so what is actually signed and unsigned values? Signed value means both are negative values, and unsigned value means both are positive values. So if you are performing any addition operation on any two signed values, then you might get the chance of getting this overflow. So if you get overflow, then this bit value will be equal to 1. Suppose if you are adding any two unsigned numbers, if you are adding any two positive values, then also you might get the chance of getting the overflow. So here at that case that overflow value bit is set to 1. So this is how overflow value is set to 1. Then when we can get the overflow? Suppose if you are adding the positive value and the another positive value. So here the sign value will be represented again with the help of a bits. So normally the decimal values, how we are representing the sign, so we need to represent the sign values, that is plus sign will be indicated for positive number, minus sign will be indicated for negative number. But obviously in the binary language, so we need to include only 0 and 1 for representing any format. So here for representing the sign value also, we are taking one of the bit, that is the first bit of your operand. that is the leftmost bit. So if the value of the leftmost bit is 0 means then it will be considered as a positive number. If the value of the sign bit, that is the leftmost bit, is 1 means then it will be considered as a negative number. So it is very simple. So here if you are taking any two operands, so for example 4, so if you are adding positive 4 value, that is 4, and then the next one is 7. So what is the value of binary value of this 4? So for 4 and for 7 the binary value is 0 1 0 0, right? And for 7 0 1 1 1. So this is actually the binary value for this 4 and 7. So here it is given as a 8-bit ALU. 8-bit ALU means what? So you need to represent in 8-bit format. So we need to include another 4-bit. So we need to include 4 0 before this operand, that is for 4, and we need to include 4 for representing 7 1 1 1. So if you add these two, so what is the result you will get? So here 0 plus 1 it is 1, and 0 plus 1 it is 1, and 1 plus 1 that is 0, and you are getting carry. So here it is 1 0 0 0 0. So based upon the result whatever you are getting, we can update this value. So here you are not getting any of the carry. So carry value is 0 for this result. And if you get the sign bit, so what is the sign bit here? It is actually 0. So sign bit value is 0. And what is the next one? 0. Z value is 0 because you are not getting non-zero value as a result. So your Z value is 0. And what is the last two carry? That is C8 and C7. So last two carry value is also 0. If you perform both 0, that is same input while performing the XOR operation, you will getting the Z value as 0. So if it is 0, then V value is also 0. So this is how the arithmetic operation can be performed. So I'll explain with the carry value here. Let's take another example. For example, so you are taking minus for any two signed values, for example minus 20 and minus 30. So what is the value of 20 and 30? For example, so how to change the decimal to binary? So 20 will be represented as 10 0, 5 0, 2 2s are 4, it is 1 1 0. So here it is actually for 20, for plus 20 the value is 1 0 1 0 0. Since we have only 5 bits, so we need to include 3 8-bit. So in order to make it as 8-bit format, so we are including. So what is minus 20? So how to change it to minus 20? It means we can represent the negative number in 3 formats. So one is sign magnitude, and another one is signed 1's complement, and another one is signed 2's complement. So let us see if you are taking sign 2's complement format. So taking 2's complement of the given input. So here if you take 2's complement 0 1 0 1 1, adding 1 with that, so obviously you are getting 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. So this is the value for minus 20. And what could be the value of 30? For example, if you take the binary value of 30, which is nothing but 2 15 0, and it is 7 1 3 1 1. So here what is the value of plus 30? For plus 30 it is 1 1 1 4 1 followed by 0. So here we need to include 3 zeros. So if you take the 2's complement of the given input, so minus 30 is, so here if you take 1's complement 1 1 0 0 0 0 1, adding 1 with that, so what is the result you are getting? 1 0 and 1 0 0 0 1 1 1. So this is the result for minus 30. So for minus 30 it is 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0. So this is the value for minus 30. So now we are going to add these two values. For example, if you are adding minus 20 and minus 30. So what is the value for minus 20? Which is 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 0, and for minus 30 it is 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0. So now what is the result you are getting? So that will be represented as F0 to F7. Okay, and now we are whatever the carry you are getting, so it starts from C1 to C8. Okay, so here it is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, and this one is C7. So while adding, we can able to get what is the value of carry, that is C7 and C8. 0 plus 0 it is 0. C1 value is 0. 0 plus 1 it is 1. C2 value is also 0. 1 plus 0 it is 1. C3 value is 0. 1 plus 0 it is 1, because we are not getting any carry, so C4 value is 0. So here it is 0. C5 value is also 0, and here it is 1 0 1. So you are getting carry in C6, right? And if you add including that carry, so 1, and C7 value is 1. And if you add including that carry, obviously you are getting the result as 1, and C8 value is also 1. So you are getting carry here, right? So if C8 value is 0, then carry value is set to 1. And what is overflow? So you need to perform XOR operation on C8 and C7. So here C8 value is 1 and C7 value is also 1. If you perform XOR operation, obviously you get the result as 0. No overflow. Here it is no overflow. So what is the next one? Sign bit value. So what is the result? It is 1. And Z value is 0, obviously, because you are getting non-zero value in the result. So your Z value is also 0. This is how the status register bits will be updated according to the result. Suppose, when will we get the overflow? So let's check. So if your given result or whatever the result you got, so that might be in the range of minus 128 to 127. If it is in this range, then you will not get any overflow. If it is beyond that range, then you will be getting the overflow. For example, if you add the value of 60 and 60 and 70. For example, if you add the value of 60 and 70, what is the binary value of 60? For example, 60. 2, 30 it is 0. 2, 15 it is 0. 2, 7 it is 1. And 2, 3 it is 1, 1, 1. So what is the result? You are getting 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Since we have only 6 bits, so we need to include 2 more bits. And for 70, so for 70, what is the binary value? Let's check. So for 70, 3 2s are 6, so it is 35 0. And for 2 1 7 1 8 1 4 0 2 0 1 0. So what is the result you are getting? 1 0 0 0 1 1 0. So initially we are including one more bit. If you add these two, so how will you get the result? 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 1 it is 0. You are getting carry here. So here C1 C2 C3, so C3 you are getting carry. Okay, so now including that carry you are adding the result. So your result you are getting 0, and again you are getting carry, that is C4, and again you are getting carry in C5. Now again you are getting carry in C6, carry in C7, and C8 value you are not getting any carry. So here C8 value is 0, C7 value is 1. So both are different value. If you perform XOR operation, obviously your result is 1. So what happens? Overflow value is 1. What is the sign bit value? It is 1. So 1. 0, again it is 0. Carry, it is 0 because you don't have any carry here. C8 value is 0. So carry is 0. This is how the status register bits will be updated based upon the result whatever you are getting. So if you add or subtract, even subtract within in the range of minus 127 to 128, you will not get overflow. Condition for overflow is if you are given input or the result whatever you are getting beyond this range, then you will be getting overflow. Okay, so this is how, and this will be used mainly for performing the conditional branch instruction. So that we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you.